Hello, my name is Sarah Watson, and this is my District Community Agency Strategic Plan for Drew Central School District. We will now take a look at the SWOT analysis for our school district. SWOT stands for Strengths, Weaknesses, Opportunities, and Threats. Our SWOT team members are Billy Williams, Superintendent, Kim Barnes, Director of Instruction, Trudy Jackson, Elementary Principal, Patty Smith, Middle School Principal, Melissa Vincent, High School Principal, Cindy Looper, Math Coordinator and School Safety Specialist, Jessica Maggard, 8th grade teacher and School Safety Team, Shauna Dinsmore, 7th grade teacher, also School Safety Team, Sarah Watson, 5th grade teacher and parent, Eva Arrington, 4th grade teacher and parent, Monica Say, PTA president and parent, and Sheila Gardner, media specialist and grandparent. Now, let's look at some of the strengths of Drew Central Middle School. We have strong, willing teachers and staff. We have a smaller school, which makes for a family-type atmosphere, which in turn gives us teachers that know most of or all of the students in each grade. We have multi-generational family attendance and tradition. We have wonderful educational programs within our district. We have great support teams and leadership. We also have great professional development, including professional development in school safety. Now, I'm biased, so I feel like our weaknesses aren't outweighed by our strengths. However, we do have weaknesses within our school district. Some of those weaknesses are: there are no barriers between our campus and the college. Several of our doors are unlocked to our buildings throughout the day, which gives easy access to anybody on campus. We have a lack of supervision of students during transition. Most of our students are led to their transitioning places by aides within our district, or they go alone. We have non-conformity to our instructions on campus as far as making sure we don't let people in the back doors and we don't prop doors open, and we have a lack of funds for safety implementation. Because of our strengths and weaknesses, we now have opportunities to better our school district. The first thing we come across is money available for upgrades. Because we're now out of fiscal distress, we don't have a ton of money to make upgrades that we need, but we do have a little more money available for safety upgrades within the district. That's where our local banks and businesses come in as support. The banks and businesses of Monticello often promote and support the school districts in helping out with any needs that we do have. This also leads to a chance for parental involvement, because parents get involved through parent safety meetings and informing the public on our school policies and procedures for each of the buildings in safety. We can also get our local churches involved by getting the local churches to help us raise money for our school district, and they also have members who are willing to donate. Another chance for parental involvement is getting the parents that work at our local businesses involved in school fundraising for our district and our security needs. This also gives us a chance for extra professional development. It helps us to create professional development not only for the faculty, but also the non-certified staff, the ones who normally don't get the same kind of professional development that the teachers do. As the last part of our SWOT analysis, we have Drew Central Middle School threats. We now fall under Arkansas Code 6-15-1302 and 6-15-1303, which are mandatory for our school district, and we are just now beginning to implement some of those strategies that are mandated to make sure we are keeping our school a safe environment for our students. However, our building and the district still need a lot of work before we are able to make our grounds as secure as possible. Unfortunately, we are a walk-through for many UAM students because we are between the college and other apartments on campus, as well as a convenience store on the other side of campus. We also have parents that either don't know our policies because they haven't read the handbook, or they just don't follow the policies. They don't listen to what they were told to do. We also have a problem with staff following policies. As I said before, they will open back doors and doors that are supposed to be secure and prop doors. We're also a small school, so we really haven't had any incidents or things that have occurred on campus. So we've become sort of laxed in our security on campus. Because of these issues, our students and staff are at risk for incidents and occurrences at any time. At Drew Central Middle School, our vision statement says, Drew Central Middle School believes all students can learn. Our school is committed to preparing students to become responsible, productive citizens. In the past few years, our district has discussed many ways that we may better accompany our district in becoming a safer environment from inside and outside incidents, such as irate parents entering the building and going into classrooms without permission, intruders with weapons, as well as students that are carrying weapons to school, and general outsiders coming into the building without permission. Our SWAT team realizes that there have been a rising amount of these occurrences on our campus, and with our new state safety laws, there are many things that need to be implemented within our district. According to our SWAT members, they have seen a larger amount of UAM students on campus without authorization, parents being allowed to come in through back doors without having to sign in and receive the proper badge, and staff members propping locked doors within buildings for easier access. Our district was also unable to fulfill a requirement for our safety plan for the year by non-completion of all the drills. We have also been unable to put in a panic button system due to lack of funds because we are just now coming out of fiscal distress. Community resources and agencies needed include things like our local churches. All of these churches provide a great amount of support to our district and have large numbers of members that are able to help support our district through donations as well as through fundraising. Some of our businesses are our local banks, our media sources, and our security system companies. Each of the banks that I've listed to help, such as Union Bank, Commercial Bank, and Simmons Bank, have been more than generous in the past in donations to our school district. They've also been more than willing to help with any type of fundraiser that is within their means. Our local media, as far as radio stations and the paper and online paper, are all able to help to make public announcements that will need to get the ball rolling on our fundraisers. And then there are some security system businesses that have all agreed to discount anything that we install into our building as far as security items. Some agencies that will be helping are the county and city police, and in some cases the Drew County Department of Human Services. And all the agencies will be able to help our school safety as far as practicing for any of our drills that we'll have to have, and then they'll also assist us during any true emergencies on campus. In securing the community resources and agencies, we have 3 steps. In step 1, we are going to visit each of the community resources, and a SWAT team or SWAT team members will be visiting each of these places. The local churches will be visited by Mr. Williams, Miss Barnes, and Miss Smith. On October 2015, Mr. Williams, Miss Smith, and myself will be visiting with our local businesses And November 15th, I will be accompanying Miss Smith and Miss Looper in visiting with our county and city offices. And December the 15th, all of the SWAT team members will play a role in visiting with the district stakeholders. And action step 2, there will be a community-wide meeting that involves all the stakeholders, not just the parents within the district, but also all of the community members. And then step 3, we'll report back any findings or any notes and discuss it with the SWAT team and make changes and further the project from there. The role for our community churches, the local businesses, and our school district will all be fundraising. The churches and businesses and the district will all have to be responsible for supplies for all of that fundraising. Our churches will be doing fundraisers such as bake sales and dinners, along with some just donations from the church. The businesses within our district will be having cookouts and barbecues within the community. And our district role will be things such as the PTA having auctions, which they will get supplies from our community. Our agencies are the police within the county. Now, we need these people no matter whether or not we have this specific plan. They have to be part of our accommodations within our security system because they are the police. We need each of these resources because they have been a major source of our help in the past for the district. Our churches take time to be involved in our district in specific ways, and as far as our security goes, raising funds, they'll be able to be a part of the school district and help us with making our security what it needs to be. The partnership with our local businesses help us to make contacts and raise money for our security systems. We also need our local media because they help enhance fundraising by sending out advertisements where it would just be word of mouth or going door to door otherwise. Our agencies, as I said before, they're needed for the plan no matter whether we get it funded or not, because they're our local police department. And our district needs to be involved so that we are able to have all stakeholders feel vested in our security and safety in our school district. Our fiscal, material, and technological resources needed will be, fiscally we'll need our churches, businesses, and the PTA to provide supplies for any and all fundraisers to help raise money. We're going to need materials such as some advertisements, which we're going to have our East Lab to print out, and some of the technology we're going to use to advertise for our fundraisers are things like our online newspaper, our radio station, Facebook and Twitter pages, as well as our school website. Our plan for securing our resources is we're going to break down our SWAT team into smaller groups, and then we're going to go out and visit with those community resources by a certain date. We're going to share our plan with the community. After we do that, we're going to gather the information that they give us and their ideas and how they feel about things. Once we do that, we're going to report back everything we find to the team, and then we're going to analyze that feedback so that we can make decisions on the next steps. It's very important to have the support of all of these members of the community and the stakeholders within our district. Without their financial help, we're not going to be able to support this security system upgrade. We also are heavily relying on the materials that they'll provide for the fundraisers in order for us to gain funds for our new security systems. And the technology that will need us support is important because it helps us with time management. If we have to do everything on foot and go door to door and announce fundraisers and the going-ons of the district and what we're doing with our new security systems, then it's just going to take up so much more time. And so we need the technological support of our local media. The law impacting this plan would be Arkansas Code 6-15-1302 and 6-15-1303. They state things such as needing to have emergency plans for terrorist attacks and a panic button alert system as long as the school can afford it, which is the reason we are seeking out funding to be able to put in this system. It also wants us to have drills and things of that nature to help develop a well-planned security system and alert system for the school district. Some of the SWAT team's major goals would be making sure we get the campus completely updated to Arkansas Code, which would be installing the panic button system. We also want to have some sort of keyless entry where anybody coming into the building would have to be buzzed in or have a passcode. We also want to put up barriers for the school district where we're more separated from the college, and the college students would have to walk around our part of the campus instead of walking through our part of the campus. We do enjoy spending time with the UAM students, and we really enjoy having some of the particular students, athletes, and some of the other students come over and work with our students and discuss with our students. However, it needs to be under supervision of the teachers. We had an incident on campus where there was a man that was a college student, was just coming into the buildings with his animals and letting the kids see the animals, which isn't a big deal, and the kids really enjoyed it, but it did interrupt class time, and it was sort of a security breach because he never checked into the office. We also want to make sure we're setting up some PD for the non-certified staff because they don't get the same professional development as the teachers on campus. So they hear things word of mouth instead of sitting down and actually listening to a teacher, being able to give them information on things like management and transition, and also making sure the students are being safe during transition. For the project, we have short-term and long-term goals. Some of our short-term goals include professional development for all staff, especially our non-certified staff members, community-wide safety meetings to inform the public of school policies and procedures on safety. We want to involve local churches in money-raising projects to help with our school security needs, and we also want to involve our local businesses for those same needs. Some of our long-term goals include putting up barriers between the school and the college, installing the panic button system in the school, and installing the keyless entry so that you have to be buzzed in or have a passcode to get into the school district. Our short-term key strategies involve implementation, professional development, and fundraising schedule. We want to form a subcommittee of teachers that will help our safety team members in implementation of our safety plan and make sure we keep within our policies for the district when it comes to coming and going into our buildings. We want to form a subcommittee including the middle school teachers and a safety team member that will set up professional development that will train our certified and non-certified staff with managing and transportation that will keep our students safe. We also want to make plans and schedule fundraising to be shared with our local businesses, churches, and that will help us raise money for our security needs. Our long-term key strategies are raising money that we need, obtaining quotes on our systems, and to install the systems themselves. We want to raise enough money through the community involvement to install a larger fence, cameras along the borders, and our other security systems. We want to contact our security system businesses to obtain the quotes needed to know whether or not we're making enough money within the fundraising, and then we'll talk to them after we obtain the quotes about actually putting our systems in. Some of our results and outcomes will be our expectations, which we expect the results of the project to better prepare our district for all security incidents, alongside making our district a safer place for our students, faculty, and staff within the district. When it's complete, we are going to make sure we have safety equipment in the district. We'll have another public meeting and let all the stakeholders in our community know what we have done and how we are going to set forth our safety plans. And we're also going to let our churches and our district and our businesses know what's going on along the way, since they are such a vital part of the whole process. And it's going to benefit our students. It's going to benefit all stakeholders, in fact, because there are children within the district, there are grandchildren, nieces, and nephews. All of those people are going to know that it's a more safe and secure place for all of the people within the district and the building. And this concludes our SWOT analysis for Drew Central Middle School and our security and safety. Thanks for listening.